Hello everyone, myself Garima. This session is for BSc 4th year and the topic of this session is throat problems and febrile seizures in children. Firstly, we will discuss about throat problems in children. As we all know that children in their younger age are very susceptible to get ill, mostly with infectious diseases. Few of these illnesses like throat problems are managed by primary health care, not only in the sub-centers or primary health centers, but also in the home itself. Most important part is early identification of the illness after understanding the clinical feature of the disease. When a child presents to a healthcare provider, the most important step is to manage the condition and refer. Throat problems in children. The following are the throat problems in children. First is pharyngitis, second is tonsillitis. First, we will talk about pharyngitis. Pharyngitis is commonly termed as sore throat, which involves inflammation of pharynx and tonsils, inflammation of soft palate and lymphoid follicles of palate may also present with this condition. Pharyngitis commonly occur after 1 year of age. Common causative organism of pharyngitis are viruses like adenovirus, enterovirus, parainfluenza virus, Epstein-Barr virus, etc. in about 80 to 90% cases. Bacterial infection may occur, especially with group A beta hemolytic streptococci, Staphylococcus aureus, H. influenza, etc. Second is tonsillitis. Inflammation of tonsils is common in children and may be found as acute tonsillitis and less frequently as chronic tonsillitis cases. The most important organism is group A beta Streptococcus hemolyticus. Other organisms are H. influenza and the spread of infection may occur in nursery, school and dormitories. Next is etiological factors. Most of throat problems are due to viral infections and bacterial infections. So first is viral infections. In this, adenovirus, enterovirus, parainfluenza virus, Epstein-Barr virus may cause these throat problems. Second is bacterial infection. In this, group A beta hemolytic streptococci, Staphylococcus aureus, Haemophilus influenza may cause throat problems. It is important to diagnose streptococcal pharyngitis since it may give rise to abscess in the throat as well as complications that involve organs like the kidneys and the heart. Now the sign and symptoms. Sign and symptoms include fever, sore throat, running nose, cough, obstructing the passage of food and air, then difficulty in swallowing, shivering and convulsions may occur, poor food intake, vomiting, halitosis. What is halitosis? Halitosis is bad smell in breath. And last is dryness and irritation of throat. Now the management of throat problems in children. First is medical management. In medical management, child should be treated with antibiotics such as penicillin, amoxicillin, erythromycin and cephalosporin for 10 to 15 days. Then next is nasal decongestant and anti-allergic may be needed. Then next is antipyretics and analgesics such as acetaminophen are used to promote comfort. Then next is streptococcal throat infections require treatment with antibiotics in order to reduce the complications. Now the nursing management include first is assess the condition and identify the cause, then to help the child take steam inhalation, then gargle with lukewarm water with a pinch of salt mixed in it. Then some home remedies made up of honey, tulsi and ginger sometimes work wonderfully. Then encourage the child to take extra fluid or soft diet, then bed rest and isolation from other children to prevent spread of infection. Next is febrile seizures. Febrile seizures are one of the most common neurologic conditions of childhood, affecting 2% to 5% of children between 6 months and 5 years of age, associated with fever. In this, boys are commonly affected than girls, but without evidence of intracranial infection or defined cause. Febrile seizures are usually benign but can cause considerable parental anxiety. What is febrile seizures? A febrile seizure or convulsion is one which is accompanied by fever. Fever is more than 38 degrees Celsius without central nervous system infection of defined cause in infants and children in the age group of 6 months to 5 years, and it is one of the commonest pediatric problems in children. There are two types of febrile seizure. First is typical febrile seizure, second is atypical febrile seizures. First, we will discuss about typical febrile seizures. Typical febrile seizures are generalized rather than focal and less than 10 minutes. It is usually found in children between 6 months and 5 years of age. The fit occurs within 24 hours of the onset of fever and usually single per febrile episode. In this seizures, there is no recurrence before 12 to 18 hours of attack and no residual paralysis of limbs. In this, CSF study and EEG are normal after the attack, and family history of seizures is frequently present. Higher incidence occurs in twins and children of consanguineous parents, and in this condition, genetic predisposition this condition may have genetic predisposition or may be due to immature neuronal membrane response to rise of body temperature. Second is atypical febrile seizures. Atypical febrile seizures predispose to idiopathic epilepsy. In this, the children may have focal convulsions of more than 20 minutes duration even without significant fever. In these seizures, there may have abnormal EEG for 2 weeks after the attack. Now, the etiological factors of febrile seizures. The exact cause of febrile seizures is unknown, but these are associated with the following conditions. These are the associated factors with the following condition. First one is genetics. In this, a family positive history of febrile seizures. Second is infections. In this, the infections commonly found in those children who are having otitis media, upper respiratory and urinary tract and gastrointestinal infections. Febrile seizures are found in commonly in these children who are having all these conditions. Then third one is vaccines. Vaccines like pertussis and measles causes this febrile seizures. Then fourth one is organisms causing febrile seizures include first is bacteria like Shigella, Salmonella, Pneumococci, and second is viruses like rotavirus and parainfluenza virus, and measles infection can cause febrile seizures. Now, the predisposing factors. Predisposing factors include first one is maternal factors. Maternal factors such as cigarette smoking during pregnancy, alcohol consumption, vaginal bleeding during early and late pregnancy, then maternal medications like diuretics, antibiotics, antiemetics, and antidepressants. Second is factors in baby. Factors in baby include first is small for gestational age, low serum IgA levels, developmental delay, and minimum brain dysfunction. Now, the diagnostic evaluation. In this, first is history collection. history collection is based on history of two or more seizures. The observer of seizure should record events before, during and after the episode. Second is EEG. An electroencephalogram will be done to check the electrical activity of the brain. In this, children with seizure will often have abnormal electrical activity on this test. In some cases, the test may show the area in brain where seizures start. The brain may appear normal after or between seizures, so the child needs to wear an EEG recorder for days or weeks. Now, the other neurodiagnostic tests include, first one is Roux antigenogram, then second is computed axial tomography, third one is positron emission tomography, and last is magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. Now the miscellaneous tests include blood chemistry, blood sugar, complete blood count, kidney and liver function test, and last is lumbar puncture. Now the management of febrile seizures. First is medical management. Medical management include diazepam, that is 0.3 mg per kg IV or 0.5 to 1 mg per kg per rectum, or phenobarbital 5 mg per kg IM is administered. Second is antipyretics, that is paracetamol or mefenamic acid should be given to treat fever. Third one is manage the airway. In this, turn the child on his side to reduce the risk of aspiration, and do not try to insert an oral airway or keep the mouth open with a spoon or spatula. Make sure that the child is able to breathe. If secretions are interfering with breathing, insert a catheter through the nose into the pharynx and clear the secretions with suction. And next is treat the child to prevent low blood sugar. In this, if the child is conscious, feed the child frequently every 2 hours, hourly if possible. And if the child is unconscious and you have dextrose solution and facilities for an intravenous infusion, then start the IV infusion. Once you are sure that the IV is running well, then give 5 ml per kg of 10% dextrose solution, that is D10, over a few minutes, or give 1 ml per kg of 50% dextrose solution, that is D50, by very slow push. Then insert an NG tube and begin feeding in every 2 hourly. Next is nursing management. In this, during seizures, stay close to watch and comfort the child. Then remove hard and sharp objects near to the child. Then loosen tight or restrictive clothing. Then observe and record the number and duration of seizure episodes. Then don't restrain the child or interfere with child's movements. Then don't put anything in the child's mouth, and antipyretics to be used to bring down the temperature, and tepid sponging may be useful during seizures. Then after seizures, what will be the nursing management? And just keep the child in sideline position after the seizure episode and remove the secretions. Then encourage the child to play indoor games. Then keep the child in good ventilation. Then remove the sharp objects nearer to the child and give protein rich soft diet to the child. Then usage of medication prescribed by physician orders, and regular checkups and follow-up care. Now the prevention of febrile seizures. In this, high-grade fever is a major cause of febrile seizures. So febrile seizures prevented by controlling of fever. The commonest measures for control of the fever are tepid sponging or cold sponging, then intermittent prophylaxis with anti-epileptic drug is indicated to prevent recurrence of convulsive disorders. Then continuous prophylaxis can be given in case of failure of intermittent therapy, or in atypical convulsions, or in family history of epilepsy. Then sodium valproate, that is 10 to 20 mg per kg per day, or phenobarbital, that is 3 to 5 mg per kg per day, are effective for febrile seizures prophylaxis, and the duration of therapy can be 1 to 2 years or up to 5 years of age. Thank you.